This is what I learned from Alcira and the Louboutins when I went to go see them at the Shangri-La show yesterday. Now, Alcira and the Louboutins is a band, Sudanese. She's from Sudan. East African music, East African Nubian retro pop. That's what she categorized her music as, and it's definitely that. I told her what I hear when I listen is the evolution of what she is, which is very similar to what I am, being from Liberia. And it's like we come from these, places, and we spend most of our lives here. We grew up in these different cultures, but there's something about how we were brought up. There's something about the foundation of who we are that can't let us just walk away from culture and walk away from our native tongues. And we sing songs in our languages, but because we've been away for so long, there's like an evolution of what we are. Like, I speak Bassa and I sing Bassa songs, but my Bassa songs probably won't sound exactly like people who live in Liberia and speak Bassa, like for real speak Bassa. So but it's an evolution of me holding on to my culture, me holding on to my language after being in this country for so long and not necessarily being around it all the time. So she that's what her music feels like. So I was able to connect on that level. And this is what I learned at the show about myself and how I need to elevate my thought process on this issue particularly. So we're at the show, the Shangri-La Museum in Honolulu, Black Point area. Oh, it's just the most beautiful museum. There's a whole bunch of history on there. I'll put some links on the video, to check it out. And she's doing these songs that feels like prayers. Like, I don't understand the language. It's in Arabic and I don't understand what she's saying, but it just feels like a prayer when she's singing, and there's this energy and emotion behind it that you feel. And then there was a moment where her mic started to feedback. And, I'm a performer, and it's annoying as hell when your mic starts to feedback, because it breaks the energy. Like, you're trying to connect, and you're singing, especially with this girl, singing songs that nobody really understands. There's a level of, engagement that you'll have to have. There's a level of like giving of yourself that you'll have to do for people to connect and feel you, because this is something that's foreign to them, and she was doing that very well. But then the mic starts to cut out, and it's just like, not only do I have to, reach people, bring them to something new, now I have to worry about this mic too. So she caught a little attitude, and normally I would judge that, and I probably did somewhere judge that in my head. And because me, I'm like, I pride myself on not being that much of a diva. I'm not that much of a diva. I'm saying, if the sound ain't working, I'll just wait till they fix it. I don't have to, catch an attitude where it's visible and people can see. But then I thought about that a little bit more, and I'm like, here's this girl, all the way from Brooklyn to Hawaii, presenting herself for the first time to a lot of us, and presenting something that is spiritual and beautiful and impactful as her music and her message. And something as simple as like getting a mic together, like, y'all can't do that though, and that's what, I'm like, all right, her attitude was so worth it. I mean, it was so needed. It wasn't even an attitude. It was just like, damn, man, I just want people to feel me, so I don't have to go through this. I don't have to deal with this block right here. I want to be able to reach people directly, and I realized she wasn't being a diva, not at all. She was just asking for what she should have just had in the first place. She shouldn't even have to ask for that. I'm sure those sound guys are paid, to run the sound and make the person sound the way they need to sound, or not at least feedback. So for her to have to encounter that and break the energy that she's moving in this music that she's presenting to us, it really wasn't necessary. You know what I'm saying? And I can see, as a performer, that annoys me too. But because we're judged so much as women in music, in this profession, on how our behavior and how we react to people, and we need to smile and be nice all the time in order to be accepted. And there's probably a part of me that have bought into that on some levels. But, at this point, as long as I've been doing this, and at this point when I can see, like, you can do better. I watched this interview with Nicki Minaj when she first came out, and she was going off, and she said, she went to this thing, or, when you go to these shoots, or, interviews and these kinds of things, you know, they would bring you whatever they bring you. Whatever you accept is what people were going to give you. And she was like, if you accept freaking pickle juice, they will bring you pickle juice every time they see you. And she was like, I am not about to accept no pickle juice. I am not about that pickle juice life. I need something else, you know. And she said what she needed. And then now she sets a standard for herself. Like, if I come into this space, this is what I expect. If you want my energy, you want my gift and what I bring, you know what I'm saying? You got to at least, you know, step your game up to accommodate what I'm bringing, you know. And so thank you, Asara, and for teaching me that lesson, or making me feel comfortable in being able to express how I feel when I feel there's some kind of a violation in, and break the momentum of what I'm trying to convey. So that's what I learned. But the show was super dope. I have some pictures and videos that I'm going to add on to this post. And yeah, stick around for more blog posts from me. This is Kanma. Peace.